Saturday, June 12th, the moon is in Cancer all day, making 8 different aspects throughout the day. And other than those 8 moon aspects, we only have one other aspect taking place, which is Venus and Chiron. We'll talk about that here in a second. So the moon in Cancer, again, emotional, intuitive, nurturing, mothering, just wants to keep things calm, wants us to keep, our senses about us, wants us to advocate for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to recognize where it is that maybe we're giving too much of ourselves away and not reserving enough time, energy, and love for ourselves. So right out of the gate, the moon in Cancer has a conversation with the true node, and the true node is just saying, okay, so I've given you a day or two to kind of adapt. I feel like, you're a little bit like you're feeling better. I feel like, you kind of have regrouped and you're feeling good. Do you want to make a move today? Do you want to step forward? And the moon in Cancer is saying, well, I just kind of want to stick to, staying comfortable and sticking to the home and, maybe just contemplating things a little bit more and maybe, waiting for another sign from the universe to go ahead and make a move. I don't know if I want to go ahead and make a move. And then all of a sudden the true node is like, you know what? I'm just going to let you ride throughout your day and I'll see you at the end of the day. And so the moon goes on her journey and she actually ends up sitting next to Venus because, of course, Venus is in Cancer right now. And Venus is like, you know what? Like, I don't know why you want to stay here. Like, this present moment here is really not that comfortable. We have so much taking place in life. Our routines are being disrupted. Our family dynamic is changing. The relationship status is changing. Our plans for the future are changing. Like, I understand that we just want to stay calm, cool, and collected here, but, we have some reevaluating to do. Don't we want to get on with that? And the moon is like, yeah, you know what? You are right. We do have to at least make an effort to find an emotional point, a launching point where we can make a move. So the moon goes ahead and continues on in her journey and squares Chiron. And this is a tension point. This is a crisis point. And of course, Chiron in Aries, highlighting our egoic identity wounds, our masculine energies. And of course, the moon in Cancer is as feminine energy as you're going to get. And the moon and Chiron have a conversation here. And the moon is like, okay, no, you're right. I totally see now where it is I've given my power away. I totally see where it is that I consume myself with other people's wants, needs, and desires and then complain that I don't know what I want and I don't have enough energy for myself. I totally see what it is that you're trying to show me now. And that is the fact that I am so attached. I don't want people to ever leave me. I don't want them to make the choice to separate. I want to be in control. I want to do whatever I can to make people like me, to make people love me, to be of value so deeply to people that there's no chance that they'll ever leave me. And Chiron is like, wow, that sounds like a lot of realizations with the wounds that you still need to heal. What are you going to do about that? And the moon in Cancer is like, I don't know. I don't know how to get over this. I don't know how to not feel insecure. I don't know how not to feel attached and possessive of the people, places, and things that I'm overly attached to. I don't know how to let go of tradition. I don't know how to make changes. And then Uranus jumps into the path, sextiling the moon in Cancer. And Uranus, of course, is the great awakener and has a little sit down with the moon in Cancer and says, are you crazy? Those attachments are man-made. Your soul is connected to everything and attached to nothing. Nothing is yours. Nothing is yours to possess. Nothing is yours to own. This life, this experience, the people in it, your materialistic possessions, they're all on loan. And although we might not want to hear that, this aha moment of recognizing that if somebody is meant to leave us because of the soul contract that we entered into before we ever got here, if that is meant to happen, there is no mothering, no nurturing, no amount of love that we can pour into another individual that will make them stay. If it is meant to happen, it will happen. So instead of loving out of fear of losing, maybe we could just love for the intent of loving. Maybe we could just love for the sole purpose that that's what we're here to do. to enjoy the people, places, and things that we currently have in this present moment, to have the attitude of gratitude, to sit here knowing that we only have what we have because we were meant to have it. And anything that we're not supposed to have will never come our way. That removes the fear, that removes the attachment. And suddenly this Uranian energy, this aha moment, this great awakening, this true revelation in our mental plane has shifted our perspective in our heart space, in our mental plane, just in time to have a conversation with Saturn and with Jupiter. And Saturn is saying, see where you've been holding yourself back? See where these attachments have kept you in a holding pattern? See where these, possessive attributes of holding on to everything that once was is keeping you from moving forward? And then Jupiter kicks in and says, I'm so glad that you had this revelation so that now you can grow past it. I'm so glad that now with this life-changing perspective, you can see a bigger, broader horizon that awaits you. I am so glad that you are trusting yourself, trusting the universe, trusting the universal laws that we operate under to give you what it is that is always meant to be yours, and to take away anything that is holding you up from being who it is that you're meant to be. So that is a powerful conversation. And with all of those realizations, Venus goes ahead and squares Chiron. So Venus very much in Cancer, focused on attachments and our family dynamics and our boundaries and, everything that we just named off of. Venus now squares Chiron, the wounded healer planetoid, to talk about all these emotional and mental revelations we just had. And what does that do? It forces us to reevaluate. It forces us to see that the best way that we can honor and love the current attachments that we currently have is to give it space. We see at this particular point that the only way to heal our insecurities and our vulnerabilities is to stand in them. To stand in them and say, you know what, I know that the person that I'm pouring into right now has 100% potential to leave me on all kinds of soul contracts if that is destined to be, and I can't do nothing about it. So what am I going to do in this present moment? I'm just going to love. I'm going to love the moment. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to love them for the role that they're playing in my life, and whatever is meant to be will be. And in that realization, the moon in Cancer has a conversation with Mercury first in a retrograde saying, hey, I told you we couldn't think our way through this. We had to feel it. And I did. I felt it. I had a new epiphany, and I felt the change in my heart, and I felt the perspective and the energy exchange shift in my personal relationships and in my home and in my family dynamic. And suddenly now I know where it is that I haven't been honoring the boundaries that I need to be honoring within myself. And then the sun in Gemini tells the moon in Cancer, that's great. So you have new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling, new ways of operating. So what are you going to do about it? And then, of course, the moon in Cancer is just stunned. Well, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I don't really have all the pieces together. And that is how we end our day. So what is this week setting us up for? Well, this week is setting us up for next week when Saturn squares Uranus for the second time. Again, I highly recommend you go ahead and listen to June's energy forecast where I dive a little bit deeper into this particular cosmic event. It does trigger a power struggle that we have been experiencing since early February. Technically, we've been experiencing it all year because it has been in orb of one another. But we have the first aspect go direct in February. The second one is taking place on the 14th. The third will be following suit in the fall. So we really need to know, we really need to gauge, we really need to ground into our new revelations, our new emotions, our new epiphany, our new cycles before Saturn and Uranus go head to head once again. It's also setting us up for the first quarter moon in Virgo next week, which is really going to put a pressurized pressure, an applied pressure, a tension point, a crisis point on us reorganizing, restructuring, especially our day-to-day life, especially the routines and relationships in it, especially creating time for the mind, body, and soul to be balanced. So we are coming out of this craziness, out of this confusion, and we are seeing the bigger picture. We are seeing the pieces come together, but the pieces are going to be all jumbled. And that first quarter moon in Virgo is going to help us not only analyze what's going on here, not only just be very critical, focusing in on the details, the new details that have emerged, but we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty and turn the chaos into order, which I think we're all looking forward to. So that, my friends, is your energy forecast for Sunday, June 6th to Saturday, June 12th. Yes, it's going to be a doozy of a week. I'm going to highly recommend that you listen to June's energy forecast if you have not already. I highly recommend that you download your zodiac monthly forecast. It gives you a play-by-play for all the cosmic events that are taking place in the month of June and where it is affecting your life. It is the best guidance that I can even provide to you at this point for a very low investment of $11. You're worth it. You're worth way more than $11, but you're definitely worth gaining the knowledge, information, and perspective that you need to navigate June as easily as possible. And of course, I'm going to recommend that you download the Moon Guide. This is a beautiful new moon solar eclipse in Gemini that's going to download us with a lot of choice, a lot of information, a lot of details. And I want you to clearly zoom in on all of the different aspects that you have to work with under this moon's energy and align with your highest, best self. So with all of that being said, I hope you have a beautiful week. I hope that it is kind to you. And most of all, I hope you're kind to yourself. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's energy forecast. I'm sending you nothing but love, and I'll talk to you soon.